Hey guys, my name is Bryn and I am your newest Powerful Fitness instructor. Today I want to show you some different yoga positions that you can do to first stretch out your hamstrings, second to help you open up your hips, and third we're going to work on some back bends. Each of these moves I want you to hold for about 5 full deep breaths. In yoga we inhale through our nose and exhale through our nose, and we do it very slowly. So I challenge each of you to hold these positions for 5 deep breaths. I won't do that today for you, but I will demonstrate each position for you. So first I'm going to show you 2 different moves you can do to help stretch out your hamstrings. The first one is a downward facing dog. You're going to come into a plank position, and from this plank position you're going to push those hips and that tailbone up towards the ceiling. You're going to let that head fall down in between your arms and pushing those heels down into the mat. If you feel like you're here, then go ahead and bend those knees as much as you need to in order to let that head come down in between your arms. Driving those heels down into the mat, holding here for 5 full breaths. The second pose I want to show you to help stretch out those hamstrings, you're going to come into a seated position, legs extended out in front of you, spine is nice and long. You're going to give me a nice big inhale here. And on that exhale, keeping that back as flat as you can, you're going to come down and you're going to hook those fingers around your big toes. Now, it might be hard for some of you, and you might not be able to reach your big toe, keeping those legs straight. So bend into those legs as much as you need until you can eventually walk them down. And having a nice flat back here, again, holding here for 5 full breaths. The next couple positions I want to show you are going to help open up our hips. So you're going to come back into a downward facing dog to begin this next one. This next one is called pigeon pose. You're going to float one leg up towards the ceiling, and then you're going to slide that leg all the way through towards your hands, bending into that front knee. Letting that back leg extend back and feeling those hips open up here. You might want to have your hands on the floor here for extra support, but if you're comfortable, you can walk those arms down to your elbows till your elbows meet the floor. You could even walk it down even more, letting your head drop to the floor. Or if you feel comfortable with that, you can bend that back leg, reaching back to the inside of that foot and extending that front arm. Whatever pigeon pose you're comfortable with, you want to hold that again for 5 full breaths on each side. The next pose I want to show you is also to help open up your hips. You're going to be in standing position. You're going to bring one knee up towards your chest. And then wrapping that one arm around the outside of your knee, you're going to open up that knee towards the side of the room, extending that opposite arm, feeling those hips open. Holding this for 5 full breaths. Now, if you wanted to advance this move, you could reach down and grab onto that front big toe, and then again, opening up to the side, trying to straighten into that leg as best you can. So there's 2 moves for your hamstrings, 2 moves for your hips. Now I want to show you a couple moves to get in some good back bends. We often, especially with kids, spend most of our day bending forward. So I'm going to show you first a camel pose. You're going to come onto your knees, and knees are going to be about hip distance apart. You're going to place your hands on your lower back and slowly begin to push into that lower back, letting those hips come forward, letting those shoulders draw down and back, and keeping that neck in line with your spine. If you're comfortable here, you can either stay here or you can walk those hands down to rest on your heels. Again, keeping that neck in line with your spine. Whatever position you feel comfortable here in this camel pose, you want to hold for 5 full breaths. And then the last pose I want to show you for back bends, you're going to come onto your stomach, and it's going to be what's called a bow pose. You're going to bend those back knees and you're going to reach back and grab on the outside of your feet. From here, you're going to lift, pushing those feet into your hands, letting that chest come off the floor as well as your quads. Pulling up as much as you can. The more you push your feet into your hands here, the higher you're going to come into this position. Again, it's so important that we spend some time doing back bends because we spend so much of our day bent forward. So there's 6 different poses for you that you can do. Again, I challenge you to hold them for 5 full breaths. It'll take about 10 minutes, and it'll be a great thing to do in the morning before your day or even at night right before you go to sleep. Hope that gives you some new ideas and something new to try. Thanks, guys.